Hi guys, welcome back to Mysteries channel. Thank you for clicking on my channel and checking out my videos. I really appreciate it. My last video went over Plato's account of the ancient cataclysms that rocked the earth, erasing and resetting history over and over and over again. Believed by some to be a mere story and others to be a history. At the end of that video, I talk about how I think our ancestors looked up into the night sky because they were afraid of something. They were looking up and waiting for something to happen. The knowledge they gained from this turns into calendars and a better understanding of agriculture and growing seasons, but ultimately, this is a byproduct of staring at space because they knew and feared the return of something. Now, was it the gods that they feared, or was it the conflagrations in the sky, as the Egyptians put it? One thing is for sure, they took this very seriously. So, today we're going to go over tablet K8538. Now, this tablet is on display at the British Museum of London. It was excavated in Nineveh at the ruins of the Royal Library of King Ashburnipal, which burnt down in 612 BC, after the city was decimated by military force. The site, that was once the largest city in the world, was left abandoned and undisturbed, aiding in the preservation of this tablet. But even before the destruction of this once great city, this tablet was of extreme importance and high priority because it provided the documented evidence of a comet emerging out of the constellation umm-al. Umm-al is the area of the sky unto which the late Babylonian astronomy and religion was resting. Basically, it was based off of that portion of the sky. The tablet's eyewitness accounts shows umm-al as the celestial seat of the gods and also the celestial source of destructive meteors upon Earth. For this reason, K8538 was guarded, copied, and refreshed for more than 1,500 years until it's buried with the rest of the city. Now, what does it show? It shows the observed meteor impact from 2100 BC. In fact, 2193 to be exact. That's right, we have evidence of a meteor impact from over 4,000 years ago that was witnessed and carefully documented from first sight until impact. Now, before I continue, I want to give credit to Joachim Seifert and Frank Lemke for the paper that they wrote about this comet, because most of this video is really based off of their research. This tablet, K8538, was an enigma. It was seen as the singular most difficult Babylonian tablet to decode, and for this reason, in the last 150 years since its surfacing, only a few have even attempted to decode it. The first steps towards analysis was done by a man named Leonard King, who produced a picture facsimile of the tablet. King presumed that K8538 was a planisphere showing the night sky over Nineveh, and he published his work on this in 1914. And that is basically what the British Museum of London still believes it is. Now, 3 years later, a man named Ernest Wiedner, he makes his attempt at it, and he is also mystified by this tablet, but he recognizes the sequence for reading the tablet in sections, and also that you have to turn each individual section to continue reading. And then almost 100 years goes by and nothing until 2008, when two authors named Alan Bond and Mark Hamsel, in their book, A Sumerian Observation of Kophel's Impact Event, made real progress. At the beginning of their book, they point out that until 2008, there has never been a comprehensive or consistent translation of this unique tablet, which might relate to an impact of a near-Earth object. Bond and Hamsel, for the first time, offered a comprehensive transcription of the tablet with sign numbers according to the Assyrian-Babylonian sign index list. Basically, what these gentlemen figured out is that this tablet is a visual textual codex presentation of a comet, explaining the comet's first astronomical sighting, the appearance of the comet tail and coma, the growing comet size, the comet's flight across the night sky, and finally, its visible impact beyond the horizon, the flash impact lightning, and the subsequent growing of the ash plumes in the distance. The astronomical observer who crafted this tablet carried out measurements of trigonometry to record the flight path in the sky, flying distances, and flight times. The observer started his measurements as soon as the comet showed its spectacular size, coma, and tail, which convinced them that an extraordinary celestial event was about to take place. Now, these scientists not only figured out the literal minute of the day that this was recorded, but also traced down the event that this may be tied to. They believe that this is tied to the 4.2 KYR event shown in the Holocene climate change studies. This event is tied to large abrupt climate changes around the world. The comet impact is responsible for a 300-year-long global drop in temperatures combined with lasting mega droughts, which led to the collapse of several civilizations and also perhaps to mass migrations of people to new lands. So let's go over what was recorded. Now, as I stated before, the British Museum believes that this is a celestial planisphere or map of the sky divided into 8 sections. They believe that it represents the night sky the 3rd or 4th of January, 650 BC over Nineveh. Oh, but I believe they're wrong. And interestingly enough, when I go over into the British Museum's archives online, the pictures have been removed. I will put the link below. I think instead, this amazing little piece of history is actually just another warning from our ancestors. Look up to see what is coming, people. And even though about 40% of it is missing, the entire flight path of the meteor remains. The portions that are missing from the tablet seem to deal with the impact itself and the immediate aftermath of the impact. Remember that video I did where I was talking about the laments of the cities of Mesopotamia? I mean, honestly, this little tablet could be a mini scientific lament for those cities as well. Something else to note here. I believe that this tablet is a clear example that the ancients cataloged many of these events, this being one of the very first that we've decoded. But I have a feeling many more will show up over time. Another thing this tablet proves is that the ancients already knew the advanced knowledge of mathematics. Currently, it is believed that trigonometry can be traced to the 2nd millennium BC. This tablet adds another 2,000 years to that date. Let's be honest here. They obviously had astronomers in the field making mathematical calculations, printing them on tablets, and let's not just pretend like this was the first one. No, this had been going on for a very long time at this point already. Now, according to Professor Seifert and Lemke, the meteor impact occurred at 10:56 a.m. on September 22nd, 2193 BC. After the meteor emerged at 5:34 a.m. at dawn after the flight time of 5 hours and 22 minutes. These numbers can clearly be deduced out of observation data entries in the tablet's pictographic records and in comparison to the LOD, length of days tablets for the corresponding Mesopotamian latitude. Also, important to state is that this observation took place over the span of 22 days. So just a heads up at this point, and we'll not go over the math and the numbers included because I'll be linking the paper below and you can go over all of that if you like. I'm just going to say what the observer cataloged. Much of this tablet includes the path of the object going past constellations and the math predicting its future path. And finally, let's just get to the notes that he says. The comet flight line is described as positions of one and the same, indicating that the astronomer recognized this object at least one day before he began cataloging it. He goes on with stating in subsequent days that the object is advancing closer and offers measurements in distance traveled. As days progress, he states the object is getting fatter and is cataloging it with the constellations that it is passing. The anonymous astronomer also remarks that the gods have sent the light object with the smoke tail. The object is now passing Orion and it is getting larger still. He also marks that God's powerful light object moves with persistence. These observations continue, showing the trajectory and the math associated with it over the course of 20 days. On the 20th day, at the top, the image is dedicated to the comet tail. It describes the comet as having 2 tails broken off, with 4 remaining. In the evening of the 20th night, the 4 subtails were slowly fading into the dark beyond the horizon when the comet disappeared at about 8 p.m. below the horizon line in the east. All night, the comet and its tail stayed invisible until the break of the 21st day. The next morning of the 21st day, the comet reappeared in the west 24 minutes before sunrise. Then, as I mentioned before, parts of the tablet are missing. When it resumes, it states that the sky is getting dark, but there is flash lightning in the sky. After the impact, the sky darkened and ash and dust plumes elevated over the impact site and the plume propagated in the sky toward the north. The dust clouds were visible for 7 hours until night set in. Once night sets in, the burning glow of red dust is visible. The scientists believe that the impact likely happened in what is now called the umm-al Basin. All right, guys, I just wanted to go on to Google Earth and see what it looks like from space where they believe that this impact occurred. And when you go in there,
This is it. It's now basically a dry lake bed, but this whole circle here is going to be al Basin. So this here is where they believe that impact occurred. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, obviously, I don't know. I guess that does look pretty darn circular, doesn't it? Like a little impact crater there. These two scientists are not the very first to believe that this is a recording of a meteor striking Earth. Other scientists also believed it, and they thought it was actually striking in Austria. I think this one makes more sense because of the person who was recording it and what they wrote. I mean, really check out their paper. I think it's pretty darn amazing. I don't know. So what do you guys think? I'll tell you what. I think the more we learn about our ancient past, the more we understand that we know so very little. It's exciting though, especially now that we can look at these things online and with Google Earth. Pretty damn awesome if you ask me. So anyway, that's what I have for today. I hope you guys have yourselves a very great day.